Well, news of the ceasefire and hostage release has been bittersweet for many families. Efrat Machikawa says she is overjoyed that her elderly aunt, who you see on your screen, is now back home in Israel, but she's also overwhelmed with sadness.
Her uncle is still a hostage in Gaza, and another family member was brutally murdered by Hamas. Efrat joins us now. Efrat, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for keeping this up in the news. It's very important.
Just listening to that intro, I mean, so much tragedy has hit your family since that horrific Hamas terrorist attack. First, how are you and your family coping?
It feels like we're on a roller coaster for 2 months now. It's hard to sleep. It's hard to even sometimes do the daily work we have to do. We're very grateful to have our Aunt Margaret Moses back with us. She's an incredible hero, and I'll share with you maybe a little bit later, but I just wanted to say this gratefulness we feel is so mixed with the worry of what's happening with my uncle, Gadi Moses. We have no proof of life. He is chronically ill, like many other friends with him. And we know they don't get any medicine. We know nobody has been seeing them. So we worry because people with chronically ill cannot go on without life-saving medicine for 2 months. They're old, they're sick, they don't get proper treatment, and they need to be out. They deserve to be out. They were taken out of their homes in their pajamas on Saturday early morning, kidnapped by a terror army. And now, deep, deep, deep inside those tunnels, we worry. So with all the grief and worry and the distraction that we almost not talk about yet, it's hard. It's just very, very hard. I think people should understand what happened here in Israel is a real call upon the global society of watching out for what's coming next.
Right.
And it's not only our war, it's a global war.
And we understand that Margaret is still having a lot of issues sort of taking in what happened to her. She doesn't really want to get the full update on exactly what has happened. Is that correct, my understanding?
Absolutely correct. Think about someone who was being taken, brutally taken, being held down in tunnels, hardly eating, not understanding what's going on around. And then by being back, they have this gap of the disastrous tragedy of 2 months. It's so much information to observe that she's not ready. She isn't ready yet.
Yeah.
And that also gives light over the circles of what we will have to go through in future.
It is
so
truly
it's
sad.
not just being kidnapped and bringing them back.
Right, the trauma continues. Well, Efrat, we appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us, and we truly hope that you get some news about your uncle and he's able to come home. Thank you.
Please help us bring them all back home now.
All right, thank you, and we will be right back.